Hello, Jeff. It's great to be able to greet you and the rest of the Michigan soybean growers. I'm sure you'll enjoy a little time out of the field after what's been a long, late, and drawn-out harvest to discuss this business of agriculture. We actually met Jeff on Twitter several months back and have enjoyed the opportunity to correspond since. Now, I was first introduced to Twitter last winter, and quite frankly, I thought it was a waste of my time at first. However, I did take a look at it and saw it as an invaluable tool to meet a request that I'd had from some of my readers looking for real-time market commentary during the day while they're on the tractor and get it delivered straight to their phone. And so I tried it out and have been overwhelmed by the positive response since. I started tweeting, as it were, in late February, and has been just continued to grow ever since then. Now, I also follow people on Twitter, which is how I got to know you, Jeff. I follow farmers from across the country to get a good grassroots feel for what's happening on the farm with planting, harvest, crop conditions, freeze reports this fall. I've learned that the social media isn't just for teenagers anymore, but it has valuable applications for the business of farming when appropriately used. I wish you well on your meetings and hope that 2010 proves to be a smoother year than what we saw in 2009.
Hello to the Michigan Soybean Growers Association. My name is Sarah Schaefer, and I'm the Business and Crop Online Editor for agweb.com. Jeff asked me to visit with you for a little bit about using YouTube. Here at Farm Journal Media, we have almost 500 videos showcasing on the many aspects of agriculture. Every day on the homepage of agweb.com, you'll find a new video covering our many areas. You'll find machinery, markets, crop comments, anything you can imagine that would be interesting to a farmer, and some that are just for fun. YouTube is a great tool because it's a very quick, easy, and free tool to use for anyone. All of our editors take video cameras with them whenever they go cover stories. So in a few minutes they can capture video, zip it over to me, and before long we have it up on our website. We've realized that people would much rather see what's going on than just read about it. So I would encourage you all to use YouTube as a way to tell your story of agriculture. You'd be surprised about how many people will find it interesting. I wish you well with your meeting and thank you for letting me participate.
Greetings from Kansas City, Missouri. I hope everyone's enjoying their time at the meeting after what I'm sure has been a trying and difficult 2009 harvest, or at least in our area it sure was. And what I want to take a sec is talk about is how I use Twitter. When I first joined Twitter, I purposely got on there and tried to follow all the farmers that I possibly could. And the reason for that, we have a lot of farm customers on our books, but I wanted to get maybe a little bit better feel of what was going on around the country, and whether it be in Nebraska or Iowa or Michigan or Missouri, and get more of a snapshot of things that were happening elsewhere instead of in our backyard. And I think we all have a tendency to be influenced by what's going on in our backyard. If we're hot and dry, everyone's hot and dry. Or if our crops look good, everyone's crops look good. And what Twitter allowed me to do is get real-time information from all the way around. And ways that we can use that information when, I remember this fall, when guys were taking pictures of their yield monitor and showing the moisture levels that were coming in or the yields that were coming in. And this gave us a snapshot view of what was actually taking place. I also remember in October when we experienced the frost that guys were taking pictures of their beans and showing damage. And that was information that when Dow Jones or Bloomberg or the Wall Street Journal would call me to want to know things, that I would put it out there and say, hey, there's real damage that's possibly taking place out here, and we need to put this out into the marketplace. And farmers can use that from their marketing perspective, that to get, not just a snapshot of what's going on in their backyard, but what's going on everywhere. It looks good here in Iowa, or it doesn't look good. And those are things that I think a person can use in these volatile times to help in their marketing. So look forward to 2010. I know it's going to be probably a volatile 2010, but maybe with the help of Twitter, we can make it a little more prosperous 2010. So thank you.
Hey, Machinery Pete here. Want to say hi to Jeff? and all my friends with the Michigan Soybean Growers Association. I hope you guys have a great year in 2010. You know, one thing I think we will see in 2010 for sure is the continued growth of social media. I've been covering farm machinery auctions now for over 20 years, and honestly, nothing's got me more excited than the emergence of these social media tools in the last year. So how do I use social media for our business at machinerypete.com? Well, first off is YouTube. Last August we created our own YouTube channel. It was very easy to set up, and now we go out and we film auctions all over the country. Today I'm at an auction here in north central Iowa filming machinery sell. Yesterday I was at an auction in eastern South Dakota. Last Saturday we got footage from a machinery sale in northern Ohio. And basically, it looks like what we're doing is kind of turning our machinerypete.com website into our own TV channel. Pretty cool. The other way I'm using social media right now is Twitter. For what I do, Twitter is actually perfect because I compile all this data on used farm machinery, and Twitter allows me to disseminate little nuggets of information that my audience will really value. So for example, yesterday I was at the auction in South Dakota, and there was a 2008 model CAT MT875B track tractor with only 10 hours on it. Now folks from all over the US, Canada, and even Europe were interested in what this tractor was going to sell for. So I'm standing there at the sale, I watch it sell, I send out a little Machinery Pete tweet, and everybody knows what it's worth. So I just can't wait to see in the next year what direction this social media stuff's going to go. Honestly, I think it has the potential to change everything, and to change it pretty fast. I'm Machinery Pete. See you at the sales.